Hello, everyone. I'd like to welcome everyone to the September meeting of the Murfreesboro Parks and Recreation Commission. And I'll call this meeting to order. We always like to start off with a prayer and pledge. I'm going to ask Dr. Gloria Bonner to lead us in prayer, please.
Thank you. Thank you. Could you please join me in prayer? Lord, because of you, we give you glory. Because of you, we give you praise. Thank you on behalf of everyone present for the privilege of being raised by godly mothers. They were and they are generous in spirit, compassionate, gentle, and loving in every way. Help us, God, to be a reflection of you and a reflection of who our mothers raised us to be. In your Son's name, amen. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Dr. Bonner.
welcome.
And yes, and thank you for all our mothers who have raised us all and caused all these good things to happen.
That's right.
I know you lost your mother this past week, Miss Gracie Turner.
Oh, my.
Yeah,
Oh, my.
92 years old,
92.
and we're going to
Full
miss
life.
her
Thank you.
full life, and she did a ton for this community.
Thank you.
And thank you so much. I know one thing, I didn't know her, but I bet she's very proud of her daughter.
Thank you so much.
Okay, so in front of us, we have the minutes from last meeting. So I'll ask you to look those over, and then I'll have a motion and a second. And a new thing we're going to start doing, it's Mitzi's going to call roll for us for the vote.
So moved.
Have a motion to accept. Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor say, well, Mitzi, I'll leave.
Dr. Gloria Bonner,
Present.
Leroy Cunningham,
Aye.
Dr. Trey Duke,
Aye.
Eddie Miller,
Aye.
Tim Roediger,
Aye.
Bill Shacklet,
Aye.
Kent Seiler,
Aye.
Sean Wright.
Aye.
That's all.
Okay, all ayes, so motion passes. It's definitely going to take me a while to get used to that, so y'all get ready. All right. Also, at this time, I'd like to call and see if there's any people here to make any public comments or have any questions. Folks are to sign up for this before the meetings, and I don't believe we've had anybody sign up today. Is that correct, Nate?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, nobody signed up.
Okay, so, without further ado, we'll go on to new business. And first matter of business is we're going to have Allison is going to give us an update on our babysitting program.
Hi, so last year I came before you with the idea that I wanted to be able to offer the babysitting class as an ongoing year-round program, primarily to groups. And last year I had about 3 groups of 10 who did participate in that program. In the start of this year of 23, the company that I run the babysitting program through that issues our materials and our certifications, every 5 years they update all of the materials for safety updates and verbiage. So this year with the update, they separated the books from the actual certification. So I used to could buy them together, and now they separated those and added an additional fee. So that's going to raise the price of what we have to pay for the materials. And I have it, I think you have that listed. I won't go over that unless you want me to. So really what I'm here today is just to ask for your permission to raise the fees. And I'm only raising the fees to pay for the materials and materials only, because it's a health and safety program that we're offering to the community. It isn't anything we're trying to make money off of. We just want to be able to offer it to everyone. So we're just asking for the money to cover for the fees. So we're looking at two options. With the babysitting class only, it's $100 for 5 participants, and I have to purchase the materials in groups of 5, so we go 5 to 10 participants. And the option 2 is a 10-hour babysitting certification along with an adult, child, and infant CPR first aid, basic first aid, life-saving class, and that's $250 for 5 participants.
Any questions for Allison? I know this is a fun and well-used program that we have, and well-needed. If there's no other questions for Allison, we'll call for approval of these options and fee changes.
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Have a motion and a second. We'll call roll. Mitzi?
Dr. Bonner?
Yes.
Mr. Cunningham?
Aye.
Dr. Duke?
Aye.
Mr. Miller?
Aye.
Mr. Roediger?
Aye.
Mr. Shacklet?
Aye.
Mr. Seiler?
Aye.
Mr. Wright?
Aye.
All ayes, so motion passes.
Great.
Thank you very much, Allison. Keep up the good work. I know you're busy. Next on the agenda, Susan Hicks is here and gonna give us a rundown on the Youth in Harmony.
Good afternoon. I'm going to ask for approval for our Youth in Harmony MTVA participation program. So what we want to do is, our homeschool group sometimes struggles to find avenues to participate in some of these national and state competitions that we have. So what we're going to do is open up that participation and have them be able to, we be their umbrella for Middle Tennessee Vocal Association, and have the students be able to register through us and participate in All-State, the middle school mass choir, and some of those other options, so that they can get in and have those experiences that some of our public school kids do. So I'm just requesting permission to move forward with that program.
Very good. Any questions for Susan? Do I have a motion that we approve this new program for the Youth in Harmony?
So moved.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Mitzi, if you'll call roll.
Dr. Bonner?
Yes.
Mr. Cunningham?
Aye.
Dr. Duke?
Aye.
Mr. Miller?
Aye.
Mr. Roediger?
Aye.
Mr. Shacklet?
Aye.
Mr. Seiler?
Aye.
Mr. Wright?
Aye.
All ayes, so motion passes. Thank you, Susan, but you're still up.
I am still up. So the next thing I'm bringing to you today is the increase in fees, or the change in fees for the Barfield Bash that we have October 28th and 29th this year, or 27th and 28th this year. And I'm really excited about this new turn and how we're going to start doing these new fees. So what we want to do is offer wristbands this year, which give unlimited playtime for the kids who come to the bash. The bands will be $15 a piece. If they have more than one child, each additional child will only be $10. Now, they can still purchase individual tickets. One ticket, $1 will get you 2 game tickets, $5 will get you 12. This will just help streamline the process. So what happens is they buy a ticket and they get to play a game with 1 ticket. And then depending on how they do in the game, they get prize tickets, and then they get to go to the booth, kind of like the little mouse in the pizza place that we all know about. So that we all know about if we have young children and just love. And we go, that they're going to go in and be able to get a prize and pick which prize they want. So we just kind of want to change how we've been doing it for the last few years.
Sounds like fun.
It's going to be.
I know it is.
What was the date again?
Excuse me?
The date for the,
October 27th and 28th. It's a Friday and Saturday.
Always a big event. Any questions about the new fee? I'll entertain a motion and a second that we approve this new fee for the Barfield Bash.
So moved.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Mitzi?
Dr. Bonner?
Yes.
Mr. Cunningham?
Aye.
Dr. Duke?
Yes.
Mr. Miller?
Yes.
Mr. Roediger?
Aye.
Mr. Shacklet?
aye.
Mr. Seiler?
Aye.
Mr. Wright?
Aye.
All in favor, motion passes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Susan. Looking forward to it. Kristen Hopkins, the bird lady,
It's my new name.
and that's a good thing.
Afternoon, no new business today. I just wanted to give you guys an update on what we've been up to recently. That's the Natural Resource Division. There we go. Just a reminder of who we are. We manage Murfreesboro Park's natural areas and urban environment to support ecosystem and human health for a better quality of life for all of life. Today's update is just a few projects that we've been working on this past year. And we'll start with the Murphy Spring project. This is the wetland garden. I don't know if you're familiar with that site, but 20 years ago, this area was planted. It was designed to be a programming space for education, and it was, unfortunately, it was planted with invasive plants, and they're well established in that site. And as you can see in those first two images, really overgrown, hard to manage, and so we decided to go in there and change that. We want to design a space, an educational space that reflects the actual wetland community, the natural wetland community that's adjacent to that project. And that happened in February. We partnered with our friends in the street department and the solid waste department, and our other parks maintenance crews came out and helped us rip all of that stuff out. And it was an unholy mess. And we knew it was going to happen, but we've made progress. And today, with the help of some youth at Holloway and our lands crew, they've been picking at it all summer, working on continuing to remove those invasives. The plan is to next growing season, is to monitor those invasives coming back in there, manage those, and then the following season begin planting. So we have a planting plan. We'll be growing those plants ourselves. We'll be installing those plants ourselves. And so that leads me to introduce a new program that we've been working on together in partnership with Patterson and Holloway High School. It's called the Youth-Led Program. Phase one of this program is focusing on volunteerism and stewardship and sustainable communities. We are working with Holloway's environmental science class, and this semester we'll be working also with their plant science class to continue work in Murphy Spring, in the garden and in the wetlands proper. They are coming out during their class time. It's right across the street from their campus. They can walk there. So they'll be working with us once a week at the wetlands. And additionally, a need that Jernell identified for the Patterson community is the fact that they're in a food desert. So we're working on building a program that turns Patterson's landscaping into a foodscape. And so it's a kind of a permaculture design concept where we're looking at changing the landscape that incorporates food plants. So instead of, say, a hedge of boxwoods, it would be a hedge of blueberry bushes. So it's a concept whereby that community can come in and harvest and utilize those food plants. So it's a pretty big project. We're in our first phase of this. Next phase is going to be working on professional development for the youth, for these high school students. We are working with professionals, working on looking at certification programs for these high school students so that they graduate high school with certifications, with experience. And then the third phase of this is going to be looking at developing an internship program with the students so that we can pay them to work alongside with us, kind of like a work-study program. Throughout this whole program, we will be working with them on projects within parks, at Patterson, and anywhere else that there is interest in working in the environment and working on sustainable communities. Any questions about that program? I know that was a lot, but.
Let me ask one quick wetlands question. The invasive species in the wetlands itself,
Yes.
anything happening with that or anything that we think can be done? I know it's been an ongoing battle.
You're talking about the parrot feather that's in the water
Yes.
specifically? Yeah, that's still a challenge. And actually, our lands crew, we're working on a few models of management techniques out at Black Fox right now, which is where we think that it started from. And so that spring is covered in parrot feather. It's a kind of a controlled environment. So we have a few strategies that we're working on right now that involve smothering or herbicide use, and we're just working on different strategies for that. So short answer is no. Not yet. But in the meantime, we're working on riparian restoration. So we're working on invasive removal on the land that's directly adjacent to the water. So hopefully we'll find a solution to that parrot feather soon.
Okay, thanks.
And you said parrot feather?
Parrot feather, yes.
Okay.
It's a nasty one.
Yeah.
All right. Another project we've been working on for a few years, we've contracted with IPC, which is Invasive Plant Control. It's a company out of Nashville. Their job is to remove invasive plants, and they know what they're doing. We're excited about this, working with them, because the Greenway is essentially 15 miles of privet and honeysuckle, and it's a huge challenge to restore that riparian into a native, into a native one. So we've been excited to work with them. This was a community effort. We were able to secure matching funds from the state. We also received funding from the Water Resources Department to help us with this project. We have funding to continue this to next winter, and we hope to be able to continue this project for the foreseeable future as we move along the Lido Creek watershed there. It was them and then our team and volunteers hauling brush out, and it was the street department coming to pick it up. It was a group effort, and we'll continue that model. And just to show you where we're working, we began last winter at Cannonsburg, where Town Creek comes into Lido Creek, and they worked the public side, the public land side. And then this past February, they went back through that stretch, zapped a few things that had come back, and then they began work in this red area here. And it's a lot. So we got a lot done, and that really opened that area up. And we've seen some glade species come in there, and it's a pretty cool project. So, all right. The Tennessee Naturalist Program, a couple of years ago, this commission approved the establishment of a chapter here for the Tennessee Naturalist Program. Real quickly, the Tennessee Naturalist Program is a nonprofit organization that focuses on adult natural history education. The program is developed around taking 10 core classes around different natural history themes. So one class is about birds of Tennessee, one class is about forests of Tennessee, etc. Students register for the course, they take the classes, and they conduct 40 hours of volunteer service, and they become certified Tennessee naturalists. Our third course begins tomorrow, actually. We've had full classes. We are educating adults on the wonderful natural history and the uniqueness that we have here in Tennessee. They've been really excited about it. And to show you some stats for volunteer service hours that's come out of that program, just for 2 classes, this is just 2 classes that we've had, a total of 30 students, I believe. They've conducted 1,100 hours of service, and almost half of those have been done in our park system with us. So. To continue with volunteer stats, our very own volunteer program that doesn't just involve TMP students, but anyone in our community who wants to come and participate. Year to date, January through July, end of July, again, top of the list is trash cleanup. That's just a thing, And then moving on down there, you can see how much our community has come out and put in those hours for us and with us. and to compare year-to-date totals from 2022 at the end of July last year, 609 hours, and we've almost doubled that this year. So we've been able to grow that program. And I'm really proud of the team. We've been able to grow this program and coordinate these efforts, without like a dedicated volunteer coordinator. So we've been doing very well, I think, and I hope to be able to continue to grow this program. We're seeing excitement and involvement from the community and everything that we do, and understanding all the things that we do in parks. So it's really fun to work with these guys. If you want to put a monetary value on that service, the Tennessee volunteer rate is now up $2 from last year to $28 an hour. And that's $30,000, over $30,000 of service. For those of you watching at home, this is what we do. This is where we need help. Just go to murfreesboroparks.com, search for Outdoor Murfreesboro, and we have a volunteer page, Volunteer With Us page, that will take you to our volunteer calendar. Okay, next time you see me, I owe you guys a bird survey update. I hope to be able to get some of the students in here to discuss the youth-led project, and also highlights from our plant project. And, one more thing. This past Saturday was the Hummingbird Festival. The Wilderness Station crew, they did a fabulous job on that event. It was so well attended. And we had our fall native plant sale there. And I just wanted to share with you that this was our biggest native plant sale yet. Previous sales had been averaging roughly $1,500 in sales. Saturday, we sold $3,127 worth of sales, 665 native plants going out to our community. That's it for me. If you have any questions or about how to get more involved with what we do, or any questions about anything I've talked about today, this is my information. You can buzz me up anytime.
Any questions for Kristen?
I appreciate the professional development piece with the certification, giving students an opportunity for a work-study program. So thank you for
that's
that module.
Yeah, Holloway works with the state's EPSOS program, which is Early Post-Secondary Opportunity Program. And so they're looking for those certification programs, and we hope we can develop one that the state will recognize, or look for ways to work with those programs that are already developed. So yeah, it's a pretty fun thing to work on. So.
It's a great hands-on learning opportunity for everyone.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Kristen, I'm speaking for the commission. I'm very impressed at all the work that you've got going on with your division, and it's so important to all our facilities and to the education of all our citizens too. So keep up the good work. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, if I could just add, the work that Kristen's done in the Natural Resources Division really has a tangible effect throughout our park system. So her and her team have worked really hard to make that. We're fortunate to have natural resources in a municipal Parks and Recreation. A lot of other cities don't have that. So she's taken it and run with that and made it a huge thing that's having an effect that you can see across the board. So it's a lot of hard work. And the other thing she highlighted that's really unique for us is that anytime we need help from Public Works or the street department, they help and jump on it quickly with us. So we're fortunate to have that partnership amongst other departments as well.
We really couldn't do it without them, and we have a lot of support from the Water Resources team too. And again, it's really great to work across the divisions, within the city. So I love, getting those partnerships together. So
I'll add that it was that partnership that enabled the city to have these resources, so it's great to see that partnership continuing to keep them up to date and to keep them useful. So thank you.
sure. All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, next item of business is Lynn Caldwell is gonna go over our programs and events that are upcoming, and I bet there's a bunch.
There are. I can get this on here. Thank you for having me. I am the new marketing coordinator for Parks and Rec, and being new to this, I will share, and I've shared this with them before, but coming on here and being new, it's just been incredible to see the passion that everybody has for their jobs, for their position, and that makes my job super fun because a big part of it is just getting the word out there and letting the community know what it is that we have, all the different events and things going on and programming, and that's been great. I'm just going to give you a quick marketing update and some different things that we have going on in September. Hopefully, if you've been following us at all, you've seen a little bit of some tweaking in our strategy and what we're doing. We're trying to be very intentional with our social media posting and promoting all the different things that we have going on in Parks and Rec. Part of that means making Parks and Rec very visible through our social media platforms, through keeping our website updated. You'll see a lot of us just leading people to that so that they know where to check out what's going on and what they can do. And then also working with City TV and starting to integrate our branding. So we're kind of changing that and just letting everybody know and kind of putting that all together. That's also included us trying to do more with clear and consistent messaging. And through that, we've seen a significant increase in our followers and our growth and just engagement across the board. And again, just letting people know in our community all the different things that we have going on. Part of that is all the different things we have going on in September. And as Kristen mentioned, the first was the Hummingbird Festival, which was this past Saturday. And that is a picture from that. That is one of the community art projects that they did, and the kids had a great time doing that, and anyone in the community could come up and kind of make that what looked like a stained glass photo art project, which was really cool. They had great success. It was a really great community event, probably the largest one that they've had to date. I think at least doubled in size. And then, of course, like Kristen mentioned, the native plant sale did very, very well, so that was great. A few other things that we have going on in September is The Lion King will be at Washington Theater September 7th through the 10th. We have the Waterfest September 15th, and that's something that we partner with Rutherford County on. It's water education. We have the Greenway Art Festival, which is always a huge event. That will be September 16th at Old Fort Park. And then Murfreesboro City Closed Tennis Championship will be September 21st through the 24th. And of course, we've got lots of other events going on at all our facilities. You can check those out at the website, and that's about it.
Very good.
Questions?
Any questions for Lynn? Glad to have you, and thank you.
Thank you.
Very much. And again, we couldn't do any of this without the great staff that we have working with us and all the volunteers. So thank everybody for that. So
Thank you.
thank you. Nate, you got any other comments for us?
Just right now, we don't anticipate having an October meeting, so we'll pick back up in November.
Thomas, how's the Miracle Field going?
Going great. We had opening day last Saturday, and had a big turnout, big crowds in the stands. We've got right at 120 athletes participating this fall, so numbers still up there. So we're excited. We play games on Saturday mornings, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 1 o'clock. So come out, enjoy.
Man, that's the best venue on Saturday morning for sure, I think.
It is.
I've seen the soccer complex is being well used also, so.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Anybody have any other questions, comments? If not, we'll stand adjourned.